Yo, what is up guys? And we are back for another video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. So, in this video today, I primarily want to check out the TEQ and the INT Vegito. We actually got them both on the same opening rotation. But I want to check them out, right? I want to see what they are all about. So just for the record, they are maxed, links, rainbowed, and all of the good stuff. One thing right off the bat that I've noticed is that INT Vegito has 6 links and TEQ Vegito has 7, so that's kind of wacky. So I think right there, like, we're early on in the fight. I wanted to really keep, the TEQ Vegito on rotation, but in the end, it, didn't really matter. For that reason, I floated him off, right, just in case of the kind of surprise opening super attack. And there is a 3 million attack stat from the INT Vegito, remembering that both of these Vegitos can triple super attack, which of course is pretty good. They are not only raising their own attack and defense on super attack, but they are raising everyone else's attack and defense by 30% on super attack. So you saw TEQ Vegito there, about a 2.7 million attack stat, and then a 2.8 million attack stat. I mean, these are not like crazy mega awesome numbers or anything, but the thing you got to remember is that they are both support units. So the INT Vegito, of course, is giving that very crucial key support to a unit like poor, TEQ Vegito Blue, right? LR TEQ Vegito Blue. Poor TEQ Vegito Blue, right? Just, the years have not been kind to him, right? But providing some really clutch key to a unit like him, right? Or any unit on any of these fused fighter teams, especially the one in the new anniversary units, right? Like, providing key to big-time LRs is really, really big. And even on, like, Majin Buu Saga, you're providing... These are all-type supports, right? So that is really, really good. Again, the key support is very nice. And then, of course, the TEQ Vegito providing attack and defense 30%. I really wish they could... It wouldn't have made the units busted if they just gave them both 3 key, 30% attack and defense. It really wouldn't have. You guys are going to see kind of as we go, right? Like, both of these units, I would say, are pretty solid. I particularly do like the TEQ Vegito. I think the TEQ Vegito, with his ability to kind of build up dodge, and he's got this chance to crit built into his passive, I like it a little bit better. And he gets defense per key sphere obtained. So that is another sort of criticism I would have of both of these units, is their passives are built on getting orbs, and they do nothing for orb changing, right? So if they created even a type orb, that would be very, very helpful. If they changed, let's just say they changed TEQ to INT and INT to TEQ, or whatever, you want to say, or if they were rainbow orb changers, that was a good damaging shot right there. But if they were rainbow orb changers, right, all memes aside, right, like, that would be really, really good for these units, and they can actually shell out some decent attack numbers. But in this video, I feel like we don't really get to see a good look at them. I'll shut up for this active skill real quick. So it's kind of a shame we don't really get to see any, like, monstrous mega attack stats, which we certainly could, particularly from INT Vegito, right? INT he gets 20% attack, and then I believe the TEQ Vegito gets 15% defense. So this is actually going to be a very, very good turn. I want to kind of pay close attention to this turn. So this is a turn where TEQ Vegito can really, really help out a unit. Like, actually, both of these Vegitos, who do straight up struggle defensively, right? I did obviously want to fuse there to get the heal. We get the double super attack, and then look what this Vegito does, dude. 7 million. And that was a 23 key super, right? He's got a chance to crit built into his passive. Like, this is going to do insane damage, right? Yeah, I mean, we essentially one-shotted that phase of, legendary Vegeta, right? So that was a very impressive shot. I was actually pretty surprised at that attack stat. But that was essentially all links active, right? We had Super Saiyan Legendary Power and probably some other links, right? Obviously Fierce Battle and stuff active from the TEQ Vegito, the LR TEQ Vegito. So Really, really good showing here. This full Vegito team actually somehow kind of works, even though some of them are sharing the same name and things like that. There's enough going on here where, like, we can make it work. So we've got Fizz VB on the team. We all know Fizz VB at this point. He's aging, I would say, relatively gracefully. I mean, we didn't get super there. We would have got probably killed on a super attack, but, you know, he was tanking normals just fine. Remember, he gets that 40% damage reduction on normal attacks, right? So super attacks, you know, it's another story for our boy Fizz VB. And if you want him to tank in exceptionally difficult content, you're going to need him to triple super minimum, right? Double supers, I don't even think gets it done in Super Battle Road. Maybe I'm wrong there. I guess it's been a minute since I've used him. But certainly he's aged a little bit. It's just the way that things go. He was so dominant when he came out, though, that he's still relatively relevant, I would say. And even this AGL Super Vegito, who just attacked before them, even he is still aging, you know, relatively well. So right now, look at STR Vegito, right? He's starting with 18 key. Very, very good because he's sharing some good links. And then, of course, he's getting the 3 key from the INT Vegito. So what I wanted to do right there is I wanted to kind of open up the throttle, you know, quote-unquote open up the throttle here with the INT Vegito. I wanted to get him a few more orbs, but I don't even know if it made it to INT Vegito, to be honest with you. I don't remember. It's been a minute since I actually did the run. So, I don't know, man. I really just, unless you're getting both of these units, I mean, again, I like the TEQ Vegito, getting the defense on with orbs, right? But unless you're getting both of these units, like, an exceptional amount of orbs, I just don't really, like, I don't know. It just feels like there's a little something missing. And I haven't used either of them real extensively, so maybe my opinion will change, but you know, on this team, I don't want to say they're the weakest, because actually, ironically, I actually think LR TEQ Vegito Blue is the weakest unit on this team. He can certainly shell out some pretty good damage by the end of the fight, but dude, he's just so bad defensively, even after a triple super. You guys will see, unless we have type advantage in the very last phase, dude, he just doesn't do enough, right? I mean, certainly the 200% leader skill helps him out a lot. Of course, he fits in on both of those leader skills, the Beyond Super Saiyan and the Fused Fighter. 200% leader skills, both he and the Gogeta, because they're both on Beyond Super Saiyan and Fused Fighter, and then, of course, they're both on Kamehameha. So they're going to be really, really good. I really like Gogeta on that 200% leader skill, right? Gogeta just does so much overwhelming damage. I mean, he's closing in on 3 years old, right? He's just over 2 years old, right? But closing in on 3 years old. And he's doing like 10 million super effective against all types and shit. So you saw Vegito there, man, after a guaranteed 2 super attacks, taking 60k. That's just not good enough, right? Every other unit on this team can tank normals just fine, except for him, right? Now, this Vegito here, because I didn't get him too many orbs, I don't believe he tanks exceptionally well. But it's just, dude, like, you can't just plan on getting a zillion orbs every single turn, right? Like, it's just not really that feasible. What I was deciding here is I really wanted to get TEQ Vegito those TEQ orbs, but it just was not working out. I feel like I really felt like I needed to lead off with him. Because, of course, we do have the chance to dodge. And then, of course, we know that there are no super attacks on this turn because of the Scouter ability from the STR Vegito transformation. There's 8 orbs for our boy STR Vegito, but, you know, of course, he's not getting additional defense per orb. It is what it is, right? I feel like we did get a dodge there. But I feel like STR Vegito would have tanked not very well in that opening slot. Things really start to ramp up when you get to this God Vegeta. The damage really starts to ramp up from the opponent. There's some pretty good damage from TEQ Vegito there. I mean, I like a unit. That's a pretty good attack stat there, considering all of the damage he does on counters and shit. That's pretty good. Remember, we're only on a 170 leader skill, right? So just keep that in mind, too. We could have, of course, done the final trump card. The same exact team, we could have done final trump card, but, dude, it's not feasible at all to run 2 TEQ Vegito Blues, man. They're just not good enough. I did decide to just pop an item you know, just why not, right? Like, even though we are cruising along here, like it hasn't really been too difficult, and we are closing in on the Dokkan attack, but at this point in the video, I just wanted to win. I wanted to get through the event very badly, right? I feel like that was pretty important. So let me know what you guys think of their performance in the comments below. I feel like they've got a little bit more potential, if only they were on the 200% leader skill, but unfortunately, neither of them in their super attacks do the Kamehameha. So they do not fit in under the 200% leader skill, that fused fighter, the LR Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta leader skill, right? So it's unfortunate, but it is what it is, right? This guy, however, does, right? He does I believe he does a Kamehameha, right? If I'm not mistaken. He's on the Kamehameha team. This is the final Kamehameha, of course. And then I would suppose AGL Super Vegito does as well. No, he does, no. He does the blade attack, right? The key blade, yeah, for sure. He wouldn't. He's not. Actually, his SSR does the final Kamehameha, so just interestingly enough. But he's still not on the Kamehameha category. Regardless, let me know what you think of the Vegitos in the comments below. I really... Maybe my tune will change a little bit. It's just such a shame. Like, we got him, I think... Did we get him 8 orbs and he only put up a 3 million attack stat? You'd really like to see a little bit more. They do a little bit for the team. You know, they're providing a couple... Like, this Vegito's providing 2 separate attack and defensive buffs, right? One from support, just passively, and then, of course, one from his super attack effect. And then the INT Vegito does also raise allies' attack and defense by 30% for 1 turn, so that is good, right? I mean, certainly that's good. But I don't know, man. And then also the fact that they don't share Super Saiyan with a lot of these other Vegitos. The full Vegito team, right? There's a lot of Super Saiyan Vegito specifically, so. Also, just for the record, it's been possible to run the full Vegito team for like a couple of years now, I believe, or at least closing in on a couple of years. I believe after we got STR Vegito, we could run the full Vegito team, if I'm not mistaken, or at least some competent version of the full Vegito team, right? So if we're talking about units like, you know, Candy Vegito before his EZA, and then, of course, these Vegitos before their EZA, they were nothing really to write home about by a long shot, right? But so this is like a pretty competent Vegito team, right? For sure. So, I mean, at this point, we're pretty much just waiting it out. Ooh, we get to see one of the like rarest super attack animations, I feel like, in the game. I love that Spirit Sword from the STR Vegito, man. That is a very, very nice looking attack. Very aesthetically pleasing. So here is the big show, right? So this is kind of where units can prove their mettle or not. So I have no choice. I have to rock this Abomination in slot 1, but it just is what it is, right? He only had 112,000 defense. So let's see, after 2 raises of his defense, because he does get guaranteed double supers, right? So 1 raise, he's getting about 30k-ish. And then after another raise, he'll get another 40k. Yeah, dude, I think after a double super attack, he's still like sub 200,000 defense. In today's day and age, even over here on Global, you know, a 4.5 million attack stat and under 200,000 defense, unfortunately, just does not cut it really anymore in Dokkan. It just really doesn't. You give me 3 super attacks and I'll take it. And also remembering he's not fully built up, but bro, I mean, we're in the longest event in the game, essentially, right? This is like this is the go-to long event, right? This is the legendary Vegeta event. So he did end up doing 3 supers. I mean, he did some good damage, right? Of course, we had type advantage. He did take down 3 health bars. I guess I shouldn't be too critical, but even after 3 supers, I don't think he might have just touched 200,000 defense. So I don't know, man. It's kind of hard to believe at this point that the 8th year anniversary, there's a legitimate chance of both of the LR Blue Fusions getting their EZA. I did not think it was possible, but, you know, here we are. But imagine a world where, like, instead of just raising attack and defense, like a 30% raise, imagine a world where they're doing great or massive raises of their defense. Dokkan has shown in the last few months that they are not afraid to have units massively raise defense. So I would love to see these units massively raise defense, right? 100%. defensive raise is really, really ridiculous. Regardless of the unit, I mean, short of like, you know, the Supreme Opie of Time, right? She massively raises her defense, but that's not really saying much when she has like a 58,000 defensive stat. So, but basically on any other unit, right? Any modern unit, a massive raise in defense is so ridiculous. And then they could definitely do some interesting things with the effects of their active skill. Like maybe their active skill raises their defense or something like that. So you could, you know, and then I don't know, maybe you could give them a great chance to dodge in slot 3. Like you could make that, you could make both of those units do just ridiculous. You don't have to do much. If you want to make them build up a little quicker, I would certainly be okay with that. But I don't think they would change the transformation conditions, right? Turn 4 is pretty reasonable. But in their base forms, I feel like they need a lot of help. They need a lot of help in their base forms. Again, maybe a great or a massive raise of defense. So remember that they can triple super in base. So a triple great raise of defense would probably be enough to get the job done. But, dude, the red zone is pretty ridiculous. If you're trying to rock an EZA blue fusion in the red zone, they might need a little damage reduction or something. Maybe you give them the 50% chance to dodge or the 70% chance to dodge. Oh, hold on. In slot 3, and then maybe slots 1 and 2, you can give them like 50% damage reduction or something, just to get them going, right? Because it seems like in base form, unless they make some incredibly drastic changes, they're still going to be kind of weak, you know, defensively specifically, right? They definitely need some work. I don't know what it is, but it's just like, dude, these 2020 units are just not. Man, they just are not aging incredibly well. Is TEQ Ultimate Gohan 2020? He might be 2021. I don't really remember. But I think we do end up taking this guy down right here. Look at that, dude. Look at him doing no damage here. Almost 6 million from my 2 dupe Vegitos. Pretty good, I would say. So we do indeed wrap it up here, right? Legendary Vegeta, Evolution Blue Vegeta taken down by the full Vegito squad. Let me know what you think of these Vegitos in the comments below. Slap a like if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you happen to be new. I love you guys. Thank you for the support. It means the world. And I will catch you in the next one. Later.